On today's child seat review segment, we're taking a look at the 2015 BMW X4, which is sort of the sexy styling exercise on the BMW X3. This is a Graco Classic Ride 50 child seat. It's a convertible seat suitable for forward or rearward facing installation and children between 4 and 50 pounds. The important thing to know about the X4 versus the X3 is that we're trading an awful lot of practicality for the sexy good looks on the side profile. It doesn't affect child seat installation too much in the back, but it definitely affects cargo area right back there. The first step in our child seat review segment is, of course, to move this front seat forward until I have only about an inch of room between my legs and the dashboard. That's going to maximize the room I have, especially for a rearward facing child seat. I'm also going to put the front seat in as upright of a position as possible. This is still very comfortable in the X4 because these seats are very comfortable and I still have a decent amount of headroom, even though the sunroof is standard on all models. Now, one thing you should know in terms of thigh support is that these seats are a little bit closer to the ground than you'll find in the X3, even though headroom is relatively similar up front. With the front seat in that position, I was barely able to install this rearward-facing child seat in this position. Keep in mind, if you have a larger child seat, you may have more clearance issues right here with the front seat. Now, this is not buckled into the car, and if it was, it would be pushed a little bit further rearward. You do want about 1 inch to 2 inches of clearance between the front seat and a child seat because it can move rearward in the event of an accident. The X3 has really grown in terms of width since it was first launched, and that really translates to an awful lot of width in this X4 as well. It means that this outboard child seat is really sitting right here in the center of this outboard sitting position. I know that sounds a little bit odd, but a lot of compact vehicles, it's actually shifted towards the center. It means that we can still access this center armrest. We can still fold down this 20 section of this 40-20-40 folding seat back. Now, that's kind of important because I found it a lot easier to install top tether anchors by just lowering this 20 portion, reaching my hand around, and then latching it onto the back of the seat back. Things start getting a little bit tight when we add a second child seat to the center of the vehicle. It is slightly offset to my side. However, this is definitely wider than the X3 has been in the past. Installing the top tether anchor for the center seating position is a little bit trickier than in the X3 because you do have to crawl into that more compact cargo area, then latch it from the back. The cargo area is quite deep, but it's not terribly tall in the X4. When it comes to my 3 across child seat test, I was barely able to fit 3 child seats in the back. If this situation describes you, you will want to find narrower seats for the X4. The width on the lower portion of the seat is the critical dimension because that is impacting the armrest on the side of the vehicle. When it comes to anchors, we have latch anchors for the outboard seating positions only, as you normally find in most vehicles in America, but we do have top tether anchors for all 3 seating positions. Now, those latch anchors are a little bit unusually placed in this vehicle. They're a little bit higher on the seat back than I've found in some other vehicles, so depending on your child seat, they may make installation a little bit trickier. The biggest difference between the X3 and the X4 is cargo capacity. We get about 1/3 less capacity right back here in the cargo area than you do in the X3. It's all down to the shape of this cargo area. The X3, of course, has a regular old hatchback. It's a little bit more of a lift back. When we take a look inside, that means that we can put 26-inch roller bags in this position in the cargo area, but you can't put a whole lot right here behind it. Cargo area is fairly accommodating, however, in general. Now, if you want to know more about the cargo area, you should check out the complete review on my channel of the 2015 BMW X4. When it comes to child seats, the important thing about the X4 to remember is that this is shaped like a very large trunk, which means that it actually is fairly easy to put child seats in the vehicle right like that. They actually will fit right here with the cargo area closed. You can fit some additional luggage around them, but we don't get a whole lot of additional height above them like you'd find in a traditional SUV. I now have 3 child seats in the back, and to put this in general terms, 17.7 cubic feet of cargo space is about the same as you'll find in a large luxury sedan. So it means we can fit those 3 child seats in there, we can fit this 26-inch roller bag, but I have this feeling that this 24-inch roller bag will not fit in here with the cargo hatch closed, and yep, true enough, it won't. So about 3 child seats and 1 26-inch roller bag and some additional hand luggage is all you can fit in the back. Now, that's very different than you'll find in the BMW X3 because we could fit a great deal more bags in the back. Still, the BMW X4 is a little bit more practical than the 3 Series sedan or the 3 Series GT, so it really depends on what your priorities are. This definitely prioritizes style over practicality. Thanks for taking the time to check out this review. Again, I'm Alex Dykes, and this has been the 2015 BMW X4. Go ahead and click that subscribe banner at the bottom of your screen. Let me know what you thought of this vehicle. Put any questions down there in the comments section. Thumbs up this video. Find me over at Facebook. Find me over at Twitter. You can always email your questions to Alex at alexandautos.com. I'll see you next week.